When Arsenal confirmed the signing of Victor Gyokeres, many fans felt a rush of expectation. Not because he's flashy on the ball, but because he brings a quality the Gunners have been missing. An instinctive, penalty area finisher who lives for the simplest, most decisive moments of the game. Jermaine Jenas summed it up plainly when he described the kinds of runs Gyokeres makes, the subtle movements that often go unnoticed by those watching but are fatal to defenders when the cross or cutback arrives. That description matters because it reframes what Arsenal have added. This is not a forward who will always be noticed in build-up. He will be noticed in the single, game-deciding second when the ball flashes across the 6-yard box and someone has to be there to finish. Arsenal have, for years, created chances. They have not always had a reliable body in the right place at the right microsecond to convert those chances into the kind of finish that wins trophies. The immediate tactical consequences striking. With Gyokeres on the pitch, Arsenal suddenly have the option to play for the last touch as often as they do for the opening pass. That changes how opponents defend. Fullbacks and central defenders, who used to step out to press midfield runners, now face a real threat of being punished by a late-arriving striker occupying the back post. Midfielders gain a clearer target for low, fast cutbacks instead of having to thread perfect through balls into feet. For Mikel Arteta, that kind of presence allows a subtle but powerful shift. He can vary patterns between intricate positional play and targeted, high-percentage crosses into a crowded box. The result is unpredictability, and unpredictability forces tactical reappraisal across the league. Of course, recruitment is only the first chapter. Gyokeres must learn to synchronize with teammates used to a different tempo and slightly different timing. The Premier League's intensity and speed demand split-second chemistry between the striker and creators like wide forwards and attacking midfielders. There will be moments when Gyokeres looks out of place, and there will be matches where the understanding is not yet fully formed. That is normal, and it's part of why patience is essential for a transfer like this. But when the patterns click, when the midfielders know the angle of his runs and Gyokeres knows the exact stride to make for a diagonal ball, Arsenal will start converting the kind of chances that, over a long season, separate challengers from champions. Beyond matchday mechanics, Gyokeres' arrival could influence the club's broader approach. If a proven penalty area presence begins to deliver consistent returns, Arteta might feel freer to rotate his front line, to experiment with overloads on the wings, or to prioritise midfield creators who serve those late runs. Recruitment strategy could pivot to, rather than chasing another wide creator, Arsenal may invest in complementary pieces that supply low crosses and late arriving runs. Fans should watch how transfer windows evolve after seasons where Gyokeres either flourishes or struggles to adapt. Success will invite replicas, while struggles might prompt tactical rethinking. There are also psychological effects. A striker who consistently occupies a defender's mind, who demands that an extra man stays back or that centre-backs drop deeper, creates space elsewhere. That alone helps Arsenal's creative players breathe more easily and take smarter risks. And for a squad that has been trying to climb the final steps toward domestic and European trophies, that mental shift can be as important as any goal. Opponents begin to approach Arsenal matches with different plans. Referees see different patterns. Momentum accumulates in a way that is hard to manufacture by tactics alone. So the question becomes not just whether Gyokeres can score, but whether he can change the architecture of Arsenal's attack. Will Arteta use him to unlock a new set of strategies? Will teammates adapt their movement to feed him those decisive moments? Will the presence of a genuine poacher convert narrow misses into trophies? The early signs, the movement, the instincts, the relentless focus on the 6-yard box suggest a player who can do more than finish chances. He can force opponents to rearrange, and when teams rearrange, opportunities open up elsewhere. Patience will be required, and skepticism is sensible until patterns solidify. Still, if Gyokeres delivers the tap-ins and timed runs that pundits have highlighted, this signing will look less like a single addition and more like a strategic masterstroke, a small surgical change that alters outcomes across a season. For Arsenal and for Arteta, that could be the difference between another promising campaign and one that ends with silverware on them and